George Kaplan, a man who once navigated the private world of Sean Diddy Combs with meticulous precision, is back on the stand. He's resuming the testimony he started yesterday under direct examination from Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey. And if you thought his first day was explosive, buckle up because day 2 brought even more unsettling details about what really went on behind the scenes in Diddy's world. Kaplan's testimony picked up right where it left off, diving deeper into the financial habits of Sean Diddy Combs. While Kaplan generally didn't carry large amounts of cash for Diddy, one specific incident in 2015 stood out. He testified that Diddy's security staff once asked him to hold a staggering $50,000 in cash while they were all on Diddy's private jet. Imagine being handed that kind of money mid-flight. Once they landed, Kaplan simply handed the money over to other security personnel. This reveals a cash-heavy operation and a chain of command involving large sums of money handled not by Diddy directly, but by his staff. Kaplan also recalled a couple of instances where Diddy had him retrieve $10,000 in cash from Western Union. After picking it up, he would then hand the cash directly to Diddy. These aren't small amounts of money. What was the purpose of these large cash transactions? And why was it always handled by assistants rather than Diddy himself? Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey made sure to emphasize the gravity of Kaplan's position on the stand. She had Kaplan confirm that he was indeed subpoenaed to testify and that he is doing so under an immunity order. Kaplan clearly stated he understood that this order required him to testify truthfully and that his testimony would not be used against me in any future legal proceedings. However, Comey also reminded him and the jury of a crucial caveat. He could still be prosecuted for perjury if he lied on the stand. This exchange was critical for the prosecution, reinforcing to the jury that Kaplan had a powerful legal incentive to tell the absolute truth, even if it meant revealing uncomfortable details about his former boss or his own past actions. It's a powerful move to establish credibility for a witness who previously invoked his Fifth Amendment right. Then came the most shocking and disturbing part of Kaplan's testimony. He recounted a specific incident in late 2015 on Diddy's private jet where he witnessed Combs being violent with Cassie Ventura. Kaplan testified he heard the unmistakable sound of glass breaking. When he looked back, he saw Diddy standing over Cassie, who was lying on her back with her legs extended upwards, almost as if she was desperately trying to create space between the two of them. Diddy was holding a Whiskey Rocks glass in his hand, which Kaplan said had just crashed. A tremendous commotion and stumble followed the crash. Kaplan, in a moment of intense discomfort, admitted he looked away. But just seconds later he heard Cassie scream in what must have been a chilling moment for everyone on that plane. "Isn't anybody seeing this?" What makes this account even more disturbing is what happened next, or rather, what didn't happen. Kaplan testified that other members of Diddy's staff, including security and management, were also on that private jet. Yet despite Cassie's desperate plea, nobody went to check on her. Kaplan admitted he didn't call the police. This paints a grim picture of a culture where alleged violence occurred in plain sight and fear or loyalty prevented intervention. It raises profound questions about the dynamics of power and control within Diddy's inner circle. Kaplan's testimony about the alleged abuse didn't stop there. He then described another deeply unsettling incident where he saw Cassie Ventura with visible injuries at Diddy's home shortly after the private jet incident. Diddy had called Kaplan over an intercom system, directing him to meet in the master bathroom. There, Diddy instructed Kaplan to pick up over-the-counter products like witch hazel. Kaplan, with chilling realization, understood these products would make an anti-swelling agent. To get to Diddy, Kaplan had to pass Cassie, who was on the bed, crying with her head in her hands. Kaplan testified that he saw visibly bruising on her face. Yet, in another moment of difficult truth, Kaplan admitted he didn't stop to talk to her or check on her. He left the house immediately, heading to a nearby pharmacy, paying for the products with his Combs Enterprises company credit card. This account strongly implies Diddy's alleged direct involvement in the aftermath of violence, attempting to manage its visible effects and the complicity of his staff in facilitating these actions. These harrowing incidents were the breaking point for George Kaplan. He testified that he officially left Diddy's employment in December 2015, but the decision was made months earlier. His reason for leaving was stark and clear. The central reason that I left my job as Mr. Combs' assistant was that I was not comfortable or aligned with the physical behavior that had been going on that I had seen pieces of over the course of a couple months. He bluntly stated he didn't want to be a party to fixing those types of things. This is a powerful admission from an insider suggesting a pattern of alleged abuse and a system in place to manage its consequences. Kaplan acknowledged the difficulty of his decision, given his gratitude for the role and his respect for Diddy. It was extremely challenging because I was obviously extremely grateful to be in the role and have a great deal of respect for Mr. Combs. But in my heart of hearts, I knew it was the right thing to do, he stated, and the alleged violence wasn't limited to Cassie Ventura. Kaplan also testified about another shocking incident from late 2015 at Diddy's Miami Beach home. He witnessed Combs throw a number of decorative or real green apples at another girlfriend. Kaplan described Diddy as very angry, throwing the apples hard, while the woman was trying to shield herself with her arms as she moved away. Again, Kaplan admitted he did not intervene. He explained his mindset at the time. He was a young kid really trying to make it in the entertainment industry, and this was his first professional endeavor. In a chilling revelation, he admitted, "I actually thought for a second this might be normal. This sheds light on the potentially warped reality that could exist within such a powerful and controlling environment." Kaplan gave notice he was leaving in September 2015, months before his final departure in December. He testified that he spoke with Christina Coram, Diddy's former chief of staff, about both the apple-throwing incident and the terrifying private jet incident involving Cassie Ventura. He said Coram was sad and disappointed by what he told her. He explicitly told her that these incidents were going to be the last straw for me and I was going to see my way out of this role over a period of time. This shows that Kaplan expressed his deep discomfort to someone within Diddy's direct management. Yet when he finally told Diddy he was leaving, Kaplan used a different reason. He cited his father's illness. Diddy, he said, was extremely gracious about his departure. This discrepancy between the real reason for leaving and the stated reason speaks volumes about the power dynamics at play and the difficulty of directly confronting someone of Diddy's stature. As cross-examination began by defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, the narrative shifted slightly. Agnifilo aimed to highlight the positive aspects of Kaplan's time working for Diddy. Kaplan readily confirmed that working for Diddy made my world so much bigger in such short period of time. He acknowledged that he still uses business lessons learned from Combs and believes he wouldn't have achieved his subsequent career success without that experience. He even admitted he went eyes wide open into the assistant role, knowing it would be long and difficult. In a surprising moment, Kaplan described Diddy with an almost reverent tone from his past perspective. "I'm a young man, and this is a god among men," Kaplan said, describing their dynamic at the time. He called working for Combs a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even despite the moral compass that pushed him to quit, he still wishes Diddy well on his birthday every year. In court, Diddy himself smiled when Kaplan mentioned the birthday messages, and the two men even appeared to smile at each other, revealing a truly complicated relationship. Kaplan confirmed he still has respect for Diddy despite witnessing the abuse, which he reiterated, shook me tremendously. The defense further explored the role of Diddy's former chief of staff, Christina Coram. Kaplan confirmed that Coram was indeed disappointed and saddened. When he told her about the alleged violence he witnessed, this suggests that at least some within Diddy's inner circle were aware of and reacted negatively to the reported behavior. Agnifilo also questioned how expenses were handled. Kaplan confirmed that Diddy never personally paid for things in the moment. Instead, staff like Coram would hold Diddy's wallet, which typically contained only a credit card and a license. Kaplan emphasized that Diddy's world was the size of Earth, dealing with high-level business globally, and that he had employees to handle the finer details of finances and ensure he had whatever he wanted. When asked if Diddy would have known about specific purchases like baby oil, Kaplan stated, "Definitely not, no," adding, To think that he knew where some of these things were coming from is unrealistic. This line of questioning aimed to distance Diddy from the day-to-day procurement of items that might be seen as incriminating. In another attempt to challenge Kaplan's memory or specific details, the defense attorney revisited the private jet incident. Kaplan stated that while he saw Cassie Ventura in close proximity later that night, he did not remember seeing any injuries on her after the airplane incident. He also clarified that he didn't recall if any of the apples Diddy threw at the other girlfriend actually hit her. Kaplan reiterated that while Diddy yelled at him and threatened his job, he never physically threatened Kaplan himself, and he never heard Diddy verbally threaten to harm Cassie physically. These points are crucial for the defense to try and cast doubt on the severity or direct physical impact of the alleged incidents, even if Kaplan's initial account was emotionally jarring. The defense also questioned Kaplan about his meticulous hotel room cleanups. Kaplan explained that he took special care to clean rooms after Diddy left, not just to protect Diddy's image, but due to a genuine distrust in hotel staff. He expressed concern that hotel staff might try to sell content from Diddy's rooms, adding that people want a payday. "I didn't want his reputation to be compromised," he testified. This provides an alternative explanation for the cleanups, trying to frame it as routine celebrity image protection rather than concealing illicit activities. Kaplan also described the on-call nature of working for Diddy, noting that when Diddy was at hotels, it was generally personal time, which the defense attorney confirmed Kaplan understood. Regarding the new, more polished security team Diddy hired in 2015, Kaplan clarified that Combs had indeed outsourced his security to a company. He confirmed that the only security personnel he saw with firearms were the new guards, and crucially, he never saw Diddy himself with a gun. This is an important detail for the defense, as it attempts to distance Diddy from the possession of weapons, a topic raised by earlier raid testimony. As the cross-examination concluded, Kaplan made it clear he desperately did not want to come here today, but he was compelled by the subpoena. He confirmed he holds nothing against Diddy. However, the prosecution, on redirect, brought back the emotional weight of his testimony. Kaplan powerfully stated that the plane incident and the Apple incident shook him tremendously. When asked why the plane incident, where he didn't see injuries on Cassie, still affected him so deeply, Kaplan's response was heartbreaking. "In my heart of hearts, I told myself I knew what was happening, and I felt an element of guilt to not be stopping it." He added a crucial point. People can be injured all the time without injuries being visible. The Apple incident also scared him due to the tension and anger in the room. He recounted telling Coram that he was unwilling to stand by the behavior. The larger context of this trial cannot be understated. As CNN legal analyst Elliot Williams explained, the prosecution needs rapper Kid Cudi's testimony to support their argument that an alleged arson was just one of the crimes carried out pursuant to a broader conspiracy that Combs was at the center of. Cassie Ventura had previously testified and alleged in her lawsuit that Diddy became enraged and threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's vehicle in 2011 when he found out Ventura and Kid Cudi were dating. Shortly after that alleged threat, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Muscudi, took the stand after Kaplan, further solidifying the prosecution's case. Williams emphasized that prosecutors have succeeded in establishing patterns of violent behavior by Combs, along with proving he allegedly procured narcotics and engaged in sex trafficking. He explained that all these acts must be placed under an umbrella for a racketeering conviction, meaning the prosecution needs to show that Diddy directed pursuant to a broader criminal enterprise. All of these acts happened together, and he was engaged in acts of force and threats to further this criminal activity. Combs, remember, has pleaded not guilty to charges that include racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. If convicted on all counts, he could face up to life in prison. The stakes could not be higher. As George Kaplan's testimony concluded and he left the stand, a final, poignant moment. He nodded in Diddy's direction, and Diddy nodded back. Kaplan admitted he has reached out to Diddy since leaving his employment, even sending a "love you" text after Kim Porter's death. He even invited Diddy to his wedding, though he didn't hear back. Kaplan acknowledged that he still has respect for Diddy despite witnessing the abuse, describing it as a complicated relationship. This final interaction underscored the deeply complex human dynamics within Diddy's powerful orbit, even amidst the chilling revelations of his alleged criminal enterprise. George Kaplan's 2 days on the stand have provided a staggering amount of detail, painting an incredibly vivid and often disturbing picture of Diddy's inner world. From alleged violence against Cassie Ventura and another girlfriend, to the constant demands and the methods used to allegedly procure drugs and manage Diddy's image, his testimony is truly a game changer. What was the most shocking detail revealed in Kaplan's second day of testimony for you? And how do you think his emotional admission of guilt for not intervening will impact the jury? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights are what make the CEtrends community so powerful. The Diddy trial is far from over, and CEtrends is committed to bringing you every single development, unedited and unfiltered. To ensure you don't miss any breaking news, any new witness, or any crucial courtroom moment, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications for CEtrends. This is where you get the truth behind the headlines, directly to your screen, without the fluff. For a deeper dive into the specific allegations against Diddy, to revisit Cassie Ventura's powerful testimony, or to understand the serious charges of racketeering and sex trafficking, make sure to explore our specially curated Diddy trial playlist. You'll find it linked right here on your screen, or you can simply search for CEtrends Diddy Trial on YouTube. We've got all the crucial context and details you need to stay fully informed on this landmark case. Thank you for watching CEtrends. We'll continue to bring you the most in-depth coverage and analysis of this trial. We'll see you in our next update as the shocking revelations continue.